Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the album of the year 2024 super gigantic garnaxish, whatever that means, tournament. So yeah, today is another qualifying round. So let me explain for people that are new here. So what I've done is I've downloaded about 100 plus records from 2024. We're going head to head, one record versus one record, to see who will move on in the tournament to find out who will be Album of the Year 2024. So yeah, that's the long and short of it. I'm going to be picking and then I'll be listening to the records, but whoever I decide is moving on doesn't necessarily have to be moving on. What's going to happen is we're going to have a special guest on every episode, and that will be later, so please stick around. And they will listen to the same two random albums and let us all know which album will be moving on in their opinion. And if both our opinions line up, that album will be moving on to the next round. And if not, they're both going back in the bag until we can find a common consensus, I suppose. So yeah, got my little super duper random machine here. All these albums are written down in this little bag. So we'll see who's going against who. We've had some interesting matchups so far. I'm really looking forward to this right now. All right. Draw number one is the album Here to Eternity by Collective Soul. Now, Collective Soul, became a pretty big band in the 90s, the mid-90s there, with Shine. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, they're a great band. I've seen them live, and they are fantastic. And I'm really looking forward to hearing their latest record Here to Eternity, Collective Soul. All right. Well, this might be a tough competition for whoever this is. I really do like Collective Soul. All right, let's check this out. Collective Soul will be against, another good band here. And that band is Crowded House. And they have a new record called Gravity Stairs. So, yeah, really looking forward to checking that out. Crowded House, in the 1980s, I remember Don't Dream It's Over and Something So Strong. And, whoa, great band. Great little matchup here. Crowded House versus Collective Soul. Well, I look forward to checking those out. And I'll be back to let you know what I think. And again, later on, we'll have a guest on, see whatever they think. Who knows what's going to happen. It's whimsical. All right, guys. Well, I've taken a listen to those records. And yeah, man, it was really good. Collective Soul, I've loved since the 90s. As I mentioned earlier, their song Shine, really loved. And then they had, their self-titled album, Collective Soul, which I loved, man, bottom to top. I think it's one of the best records ever made. Now that being said, so here we are, Collective Soul. This is their 12th studio album. It's called From Here to Eternity. And, I really did enjoy it. I thought it was good. I've heard almost every Collective Soul record. And I'll tell you, whenever they, whenever they step up the lead guitar player, they've had 3 different lead guitar players, but now that whenever they have a song that really steps up that instrument, I feel like that's when they're at their greatest. And this album has a bunch of those songs, which is absolutely great. On the flip side, they also have a bunch of songs that are kind of more like, I guess, chord songs, we'll call them. A little bit slower, less lead guitar work. And for me, those ones still sound great. Ed Roland is the singer, and he has a great voice and great lyricist. Him and his brother are in the band as brothers. And yeah, it was those ones didn't quite stand up quite as much as the other ones, but those harder rock songs, I guess we'll call them, with lead guitar solos and such, really stood out and was banging. So the only real downside to this album, I thought it was a little long. After doing some research, I guess technically it's a double album, and I kind of wish that it was just a single. I feel like if they did that, it could have been banger from top to bottom and just absolutely great. But nonetheless, I enjoyed the record, so thank you, Collective Soul. So going against Collective Soul, we had one of my 80s favorite bands, and that was Crowded House. I remember coming into my own with, Don't Dream It's Over, Something So Strong. and they were great. Great band, contemporary rock, I guess we'll call it, from Australia. And it was really good. So this is their 8th album, which was called Gravity Stairs, which was interesting. That's an interesting visual concept for me. You know what I mean? Because you're climbing stairs, but gravity is keeping you from reaching your destination. So yeah, I'm probably thinking too hard into that, but maybe not. But if that's what they thought, awesome. And yeah, I really enjoyed that record. For me, overall, it kind of sounded like, you know what I mean, like a bit like John Lennon. They were kind of going more whimsical, as you might say. John Lennon, Paul Simon, that kind of vibe. It really had a real, yeah, almost like psychedelic 60s vibe on this record, which was not what I was expecting, but it was really, really good. And I enjoyed it. Yeah, so a couple of songs I really liked off the Crowded House record. One was called Some Greater Plan, which, could make sense maybe with those stairs and afterlife and such, or continuation of life, depending how you look at things. And there's another tune on there called Blurry Glass, which I also enjoyed. And again, it was, kind of like trippy 60s psychedelic music, which I thought was pretty cool, coming out now, almost 70 years later, which is fantastic. Now, with the Collective Soul album, I did leave out the songs I liked, but I liked almost the whole record. A couple of them I really liked. One was called Mother's Love, and another one was called Kick It. Kick it real good! No, just Kick It. And, yeah, man, great records, great couple records. Now it comes to crunch time. Only one of these records can make it from the qualifying round into round 1 of the tournament. And for me, I'll have to go with Collective Soul here. Going into it, I wasn't sure. I really do like both bands. I know they sound different, but I was curious to see where each was going. And I did enjoy them both. I'll definitely listen to both records again. But as far as this tournament goes, in my opinion, is Collective Soul, From Here to Eternity. Now we'll see if they go from here to eternity, as in the top of the album. 2024 record of the year. I don't know. We've heard a whole bunch of good ones so far, and we got lots and lots left. So yeah, we're gonna have our special guest coming up. But before we have that, I just want to say thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching this, you must be in love with music as I am, and thank you so much. It makes me feel very warm to have such a receptive audience to this little channel and this little concept of a little grandiose concept of Album of the Year tournament. And thank you all to all my special guests as well for coming on. And if you'd like to be a special guest, please in the comments just say, hey man, I want to give a couple random records a try, and I'll hook up with you. And it'll be just like this. I'll send you a couple records, you listen to them, and then you send me a little video just saying which album you think would move on in this 2024 tournament, according to you. And if all the stars aligned and both our opinions are the same, then that's exactly what's going to happen. If we differ on opinion, that's okay, man. We all have thoughts. We all have our own thoughts. Music is very subjective. So what it'll be is both albums will just go back into the random bag and be redrawn and see if a different matchup leads to a different result. So yeah, let's get to our special guest, and we'll see what she says.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Ken the Zen. I appreciate you having me back for another time. This time, I had an even bigger surprise because I didn't look at who the artists were until I clicked the link. And I got Crowded House with their Gravity Stairs. And honestly, it felt like a great blend of Crowded House if you mix them with, let's say, John Lennon meets Pink Floyd meets the Monkees. And the album was great. It was sonically there. It felt like it was mixed in 3D surround. Overall, I enjoyed the creativity of it. I enjoyed the mix, and the production was beautiful. I think my favorite song was actually a Night Song at the end there. It actually, I think I liked where the vocals were layered in the best on that one. But yeah, I was definitely surprised, and I enjoyed listening to it. Now that takes us to our next band. When I clicked on it, I didn't even look. I was driving and I heard the music. So all of a sudden I'm like, oh, this kind of has a really cool Collective Soul feel. And I looked down and sure enough, it's Collective Soul's new album. This is another one where I thought, okay, we'll see where it goes. I'm a Collective Soul fan, full disclosure. First off, the first two songs were right, full Collective Soul. I think the third song on the album, Let It Flow, felt like they pulled a little bit from their second album. And then it started feeling like they were doing a tribute to the different artists. The album was a little different. It had some live footage in it and different things. So right before, they have a song called Bob Dylan, Where Are You Today? The song right before that had a Bob Dylan-y kind of feel in the vocals and the way the storytelling went. So as I got through it, I felt a Beatles tune, and it just felt like they were pulling from their inspirations and creating songs. And with the third song, it really felt like they were pulling from their own inspiration. The rest of the album I thought was great. Overall, I listened to both albums twice, and I can tell you this album here didn't disappoint. Once again, both albums sounded better the second time I listened to them. I got to enjoy them a bit more. But for my vote, moving on, it's going to be Collective Soul. I think overall the album was great, over an hour of music, and yeah. So I'm going to Collective Soul this time. Crowded House was awesome, but Collective Soul wins for me.
Well, all right, all right. Well, we had Pete there, and he gave us his pick. Now, before I get into that, I just want to say thank you, Pete, for P. We're in a band together called JPK, which is great. And then Pete and I, well, we've been friends for a really long time. Even went to high school, the same high school together. And we're in a band for 8 years called Tommy Rot. And man, we had great times creating music in that project, which was several projects, really. But yeah, I loved it. And Pete, we've reconnected lately with our friend Jamie, who was also in that time around. We have a cover band called JPK, playing all our favorite songs from all the eras. Loving music. That's what we do. I try to get people on here who love music because that's what it's all about. Music, new music, learning and discussing our passions, right? So Pete, thank you so much for being on here. Pete also owns a entertainment production company called On Spec. So yeah, if you're into that, check that out. And Peter picks Collective Soul. Ken picks Collective Soul. So we got a winner. Yeah, success. Which is great. Collective Soul is moving on to round one. From Here to Eternity is the name of the album. So yeah, check that out, especially if you're into Collective Soul and you didn't know that they had a new album. Yeah, check it out. Crowded House. Sorry, guys. You are fantastic. The album was great. And yeah, I look forward to your next projects. But for this tournament, 2024, unless you release something new. Yeah, Collective Soul is moving on. Guys, thank you so much for watching and commenting. It really helps me feel good. So thank you. Thank you. You never knew that you were in charge of my feelings, but here we are. So thank you guys. Thanks for watching. If you want to take part, just like Peter did, please just send me a message. Send me a message. Send me a line. Send me a message, as discussed earlier. Yeah, thank you so much, and we'll catch you for the next battle. I cannot wait. Peace.